Alright, thought I'd come out from our hibernation indoors today and do a little quick test with some of our detectors that we've been collecting recently. And recently got a GPX 5000, so I wanted to kind of compare that to the Equinox 800 that we've been using primarily. So try to hopefully get less hot rocks and more gold or other things of interest. So I thought I'd actually do a apples for apples comparison of the two similar coils that I have right now, which are the 11-inch double Ds. I do have the smaller gold hunting one for the Equinox, but I haven't gotten it for the GPX yet, so I'll probably do another comparison once I get those in. So anyway, let's go ahead and I'll show you what we're gonna compare here. So I'm not gonna dig the samples down too deep. I don't think you really need to for demonstration purposes, but the first kind of the toughest sample I got is this sub 0.1 gram nugget, which is a local one from the area. They're kind of spongy gold, as they say, so they're not the easiest to detect. And I have another one which is a 0.1 gram nugget. It actually looks pretty big, but again, it's got a lot of air gaps in between. Then I got a couple of other little rocks here that I've collected, kind of to my chagrin. A couple of nice hot rocks that always seem to be problematic. This one is, I'm not sure, it's kind of a sandy one. I'm not exactly sure what's mixed in there, but there are a lot of those types of rocks around here, always give me problems. There's another one I think might be a hematite or magnetite, which usually rings up pretty well. And for comparison, I also got a little sample of a Canyon Diablo meteorite, which is a nice iron stone. Well, it's fairly metallic, iron nickel. And another piece that I do know is magnetite, so I'll go ahead and just compare those. You can kind of see how the Equinox handles those. And again, right now I have to gain at 21. Can't go too much beyond that, or else it starts to get a little unstable over here. And then I'm running in gold too, and in full all metal mode basically. So you can see, start with the small 0.1, which it does pick up if it's right up by the coil. It's ringing, giving me a ID of 1, which is pretty good. And closer I get, the better it rings. So that's pretty good. Obviously the 0.1 rings up, kind of bounces around a little bit, but still on the positive side for the most part. 0.7 does go down to -2. Again, that's kind of the problem with some of the more porous gold. You can see I can go up about 5-6 inches before it kind of gets soft. The signal kind of softens out. But the Equinox does ring that very nice and clearly. And even the sub 0.1 with the 10-inch coil, or 11-inch, still rings pretty good. Now here's the problem that I always have, is with these damn hot rocks. That rings up also nice and well, although it is IDing at -9. But this one will definitely catch your attention and will ring at 2 pretty consistently, quite loudly, nice and crisp. So you're definitely gonna be digging that. Now the meteorite also quite loud, quite a ways away too, and it is IDing it quite well in the negatives. So a lot of iron in there. And here's our other hematite. And that bounces around a little bit, although it is fairly negative. This guy over here, you're definitely going to be digging on those. Again, I'm not 100% sure what these kinds of rocks are, but they are pretty common in this area. Not saying there's not something valuable in there, but it's definitely not what I was looking for. So now let's go ahead and try the GPX. So now I'm going to try the GPX. I got my little external speaker here and the extra side battery I got from High Plains Prospectors. It's kind of nice to have rather than carrying all this stuff around. So again, now onto the 10-inch, also or 11-inch double D, and I do have the gain set up. I am in, I don't know if it might be hard to see. I do have it set up for fine gold, and I do have the gain turned up all the way to 20. And I have iron reject on, but you'll definitely hear when that kicks in. So again, the sub 0.1, it's not gonna get that one. So I'm a little disappointed. So yeah, even if I go to some of the more sensitive modes, I do pick up the 0.1 gram nugget. Again, it's not nearly as sharp as the Equinox, but it does pick it up. You can get maybe 4 or 5 inches above it. You're going to hear that. So again, it's not picking up the smallest gold nugget, but let's see what it does with the hot rocks. Okay, there's the meteorite. You can hear it blanking out for the iron reject. And first hot rock, pretty much nothing. And here's that other annoying hot rock, and also got nothing. And some magnetite, also nothing. So kind of two different things. But if you really want to get those really fine sub 0.1 gram nuggets, you might have to go to a smaller coil. So you just kind of have to weigh your options, either ignoring the hot rocks or not picking up the real fine ones. You know, again, this is not to say you won't get it with the mono loop or a smaller coil, but if you just for apples, the Equinox does pick up that sub 0.1. And does have a nice sharper sound on the Equinox. This one you really have to listen for those more subtle blips if you want some gold. So anyhow, that was just kind of my comparison of two 11-inch double D coils here. Anyhow, later.